Hi, good day. Welcome to Business English with Tony. Today, we will be learning about some of the most effective expressions and strategies on agreeing and disagreeing respectfully and professionally in just 5 minutes. So, let's get started. Now, inevitably, people will agree and disagree with one another. This is why it's important to make your position in an argument clearly while being polite to people you disagree with. Now, if you want to agree with someone, you can say the following expressions. For example, you can say, I see what you mean. That's exactly what I think. That's a good point. Or, that's a good idea. You can also say, quite right, I couldn't agree more. Yes, I'm all in favor of that. Or you can just simply say agreed or settled. Other expressions of agreeing are the following. I fully agree to your offer. We are all for it. No objection. Well done. Or, if you want to be straightforward, you can also say, there's no argument then. Or simply, you can just say quite right. Or correct. Simple, right? So for now, let's move on to a more complicated discussion here, and that is, how do we disagree respectfully? Now, the problem is not usually the disagreement. The problem is usually how the disagreement is delivered. Remember, the important thing when delivering a disagreement is to preserve trust. So we can do this by demonstrating to the person that we disagree with that we still respect them and respect their ideas. So how do we do it? Now, I have here a very simple model, which we call PrEP model, to handle disagreement respectfully, professionally, and logically. P stands for pause, R for respect, E stands for express without but, and P for pause. Now, to understand the PrEP model easily, I will be giving you an example of it in terms of how we handle disagreement respectfully, professionally, and logically using this example arguments here. So for example, when the speaker says, global warming does not exist, how are you going to handle the disagreement respectfully? So first, do not forget to pause. Do not be afraid to pause because it helps us to breathe when we pause, especially if we feel strongly or if we feel emotional about something. So take your time and pause for a while. It shows that you're actually listening to the speaker. Next, R, respect. You can show respect by acknowledging that you are listening to the person, such as saying the expressions like, I hear you, or I see what you're saying. And the next is to express without but. Well, of course, you can actually use but when you express your disagreements, but if you feel like you're not confident in expressing it, or if it's a stranger, or if the listener is too sensitive, then this method is helpful. The trick is to avoid using but when you express your opinion. Because when we express but, it sometimes leads to negative reactions from everyone involved. So you might respond this way. I believe that global warming is the biggest threat to our civilization. In fact, and then lastly, pause. Just pause again and let the other person respond if they want to. As simple as that. Now, here are some of the strategies and how you're going to disagree with someone. So you can use any of this. First, you can also partially agree with someone and you demonstrate that you are listening and that you have something in common. So you can see the expressions like this. I agree partially. I agree with the first part of what you are saying. I agree with you in one context. And then that's the time that you will be able to also express your disagreements respectfully. Next, you can also show people respect by acknowledging and stroking their ego. So you can do this by saying the following expressions like, I respect you as a person. I always trust your judgment. You always come up with great ideas. It's like you are saying positive some positive thoughts about his or her comments, then that's the time that you will be able to also express your own side or your own disagreement. So that would be all for today, and I hope that you will be able to apply some of the useful and effective expressions in terms of agreeing and disagreeing. You can use this one for